Welcome back into another episode of Hefe's Cabin. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. But we're going to go ahead and get right into it. We got a Monday night football game to preview, as well as the Sunday night review, or I'm sorry, the Sunday football review with the Monday night Raw preview as well for all my WWE fans. At the end of this broadcast, we will be getting into that. But let's go ahead and get things right into it um, with the Sunday review. First up, we had Dak Prescott. He continued to shine with 237 passing yards, four touchdowns um, through the air as well. Javonte Williams had 137 yards on the ground with 16 carries on their way to a 37-22 victory after tying the Packers last week. Now they will travel to Carolina, seeking back-to-back wins for the first time this season. The Jets, on the other hand, they have now fell to 0 and 5, and any hopes of getting into the playoffs have pretty much all gone out the window. They are also now the only NFL's winless team at this point. So one only has to wonder when Justin Fields and the Jets will finally get that win. Justin Fields didn't really have that great of a day, even though he had 283 passing yards and two touchdowns. Most of those yards came in garbage time towards the end of that game. The Jets will travel to London next week and they'll try to shake all these losses off when they take on the Denver Broncos. But you know, we'll get into that. We'll get into that later on. That'll definitely be interesting. In the next matchup, we had a game out in London this past week as well. The first game of the day, early morning game where Carson Wentz led the Vikings down the field in the final minutes to secure their victory over the Browns with a 12-yard touchdown pass to Jordan Addison. Justin Jefferson, though, had an amazing day with seven catches for 123 yards of Carson Wentz 236 passing yards. The Browns running back Judkins, he led all rushers with 110 rushing yards, and Minnesota will enjoy some time off as they hit a bye week after going 1-1 in the international games. As for the Browns, they will travel back to the States to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers, and they will look to rebound from this loss. The Denver Broncos, they rallied in the fourth quarter with 18 total points to beat the Philadelphia Eagles 21 to 17. With 3 points all game, the Broncos finally woke up when it mattered the most. Bo Nix ended the game with 242 passing yards and one touchdown pass to Sutton. Um, One touchdown pass. Sutton led the wide receivers with eight catches for 99 yards. J.K. Dobbins had 79 yards and a touchdown on the ground. They'll look to continue this dominant momentum in London next week when they take on the Jets, the winless Jets at that. And then Jalen Hurts, he got off to a hot start, but just couldn't get things going towards the second half of this game. He had 280 passing yards with two touchdown passes. Saquon's usage is definitely in question after this game. He only had six carries for 30 yards, very much unlike that him, and especially considering they were up majority of this game. So it's kind of weird to see that he didn't get the carries that he normally will get. But the Eagles, they will look to get things together as quickly as possible because they have a Thursday night football game this week against the New York Giants. Um, Last season, the Ravens got embarrassed by the Texans. I'm sorry. Last season, the Ravens embarrassed the Texans, but this season, things were definitely in reverse. As I already spoiled that, when the Texans came to town, C.J. Stroud threw 244 passing yards with four touchdowns on his way to beating the Ravens, 44 to 10. The Ravens, however, though, were without star quarterback Lamar Jackson and a lot of other missing pieces as well. Cooper Rush had to take over the reins, throwing three interceptions on his way to that loss. Derrick Henry was also shut out, had 15 carries for 33 yards. The Texans will enjoy this win as they head to their bye week, while the Ravens will look to rebound versus the Rams at home next week. Um, and it only took 11 games, but Spencer Rattler, he finally got his first taste of NFL victory when the Giants rolled into town. The Giants got off to a hot start in this matchup, going up 14 to 3, but Spencer Rattler and the Saints held on. Rattler ended the game with 225 passing yards with one touchdown. Rashid Shaheed had 114 of those yards on four catches, hauling in an 87-yard touchdown pass in the process. Rattler and the Saints will look to get back on back-to-back wins when they take on the Patriots next week. After a great first game, Jackson Dart was not able to follow that up with another amazing win. He threw 202 passing yards, two touchdowns, and two interceptions. He'll have a short week to get things back on track when he takes on the defending Super Bowl champs and division rival, the Philadelphia Eagles. Jonathan Taylor and Daniel Jones put on one hell of a beating on the Raiders, 40-6. Jones had 212 passing yards with two touchdown passes, while it was Taylor who had 66 rushing yards and three touchdown rushes. After losing their first game of the season last week, this was a huge bounce back game for the Indianapolis Colts, and they'll look to continue this dominance next Sunday when the Cardinals come to town. Geno Smith threw 228 passing yards and two interceptions. He now has more interceptions this season than touchdown passes, and a benching moment could be coming soon for the Raiders quarterback. They just haven't been able to get anything going since their week one victory, and they will look to next week when they have to take on the not so hot Tennessee Titans. Bryce Young and the Panthers stormed back after being down 17-0 early in the second quarter to win the game 27-24. Young only threw 198 passing yards, one touchdown, and one interception, but that's all he needed when he had running back Rico Dow leading the way with 23 carries for 206 yards, one touchdown. The Panthers welcome the Cowboys next week, Rico Dow's former team, and I'm sure he will look to repeat this performance next week and show them why they should have never let him go. But what does this performance really mean for when Chuba Hubbard is ready to return? We'll definitely have to monitor that. Tua had a great game in his first game back, or I'm sorry, in his first game without Tyreek Hill, throwing 256 passing yards with three touchdowns. Waddle definitely stepped up with six catches, 110 yards, one touchdown, and Waller is definitely one of his favorite targets with five catches for 78 yards and a touchdown pass as well. The Dolphins will look to rebound next week versus the Chargers. Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Bucks do it again, securing another victory in the final seconds with a field goal, 38-35. It was it was a low scoring and very slow first half. When you consider Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold lit the field up in the second half of 53 combined total points. Baker ended the day with 379 passing yards for two touchdowns. The rookie Emeka had a career day with seven catches, 163 yards with a touchdown grab as well. The Bucks will play the 49ers next week, seeking back-to-back wins, while Sam Darnold threw for 349 passing yards, four touchdown passes, and one interception. Jackson again hit over 100 yards this season with 132 yards on eight catches with one touchdown. Seattle will look to rebound next week when Jacksonville comes when they play Jacksonville. Cam Ward secures his first NFL victory as the Titans storm back in the fourth quarter with 16 points after going up 21-6 at halftime. The Cardinals got shut out in that second half, losing 22-21. Cam Ward threw for 265 yards, one interception. Calvin Ridley led receivers and had 131 of Cam Ward's yards with five catches. Ward will seek back-to-back wins for the first time in his career when the Titans travel to Vegas to take on the Raiders. Murray and the Cardinals got off to a hot start, but just couldn't get things rolling in that second half. Murray ended the day with 220 passing yards. Harrison had four catches for 98 of those yards, while the Cardinals will look to rebound against the Indianapolis Colts next week. After being down 0-10 after the first quarter, the Commanders commanded the remainder of this game, shutting the Chargers out for three quarters and winning this ball game 27-10. Jaden Daniels returned to the field this week with 231 passing yards and one touchdown pass. Rookie running back Ja'Cory definitely had one hell of a day with 111 rushing yards. The Commanders will look to continue this dominance performance when they play Monday Night Football next week versus the Chicago Bears. As for Justin Herbert, he couldn't get anything going, throwing only 166 passing yards with one TD and one interception. He was the leading rusher for the Chargers with 60 rushing yards on 4 carries. The Chargers will look to rebound next week in Miami versus the Dolphins. The Bengals attempted a fourth quarter miracle but ultimately lost to the Lions 37-24. However, 21 of the Bengals' 24 points came in that fourth quarter alone, with all of Jake Browning's 3 TD passes as well to go with his 251 passing yards. Where was all that action in the first 3 quarters from the Bengals? They have now dropped 3 straight games in the absence of Joe Burrows and are definitely having their playoff hopes slip away. They will have to face a well-rested Packers team next week, so that is not a good look for them. Um, Golf threw 258 passing yards with 3 touchdown passes. Amon-Ra St. Brown had 8 catches for 100 yards. David Montgomery finally had a great day with 65 rushing yards and 1 touchdown pass. I'm sorry, 1 touchdown catch on 18 carries. The Lions will be on Sunday night football next week versus the Kansas City Chiefs as they seek their fifth straight win this season. Um, that's all I got for this Sunday's action. I'll give you guys the Sunday night football game review a little bit later on, but we're going to get into the Monday night football game where we got the 2-2 Chiefs versus the 3-1 Jags. The Chiefs are favored in this matchup -3.5, and the over and under is 45.5. Kansas City started the season off 0-2 and have since managed to win their last 2 games and now look for that third straight victory when they travel to Jacksonville. Mahomes is a perfect 4-0 versus the Jags and is looking for that third straight victory this season. Lawrence has an 0-2 record versus Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. The Jags have also lost 8 straight games to the Kansas City. The return of Xavier Worthy has added a huge boost to Patrick Mahomes. However, he is questionable for this matchup. Um, that if he does play, that will definitely give them a huge edge over the Jaguars to get back over. They will be seeking to get back over 500 for the first time this season, and I do believe that can happen. My best bet in this matchup is Trevor Lawrence over his rushing total 10.5 points. I do believe there will be heavy rush geared at Trevor Lawrence, which will make him use his legs, which I believe he will be able to do. So I do like that. I do love the Chiefs winning this game. Um, I'm not sure if they'll cover that 3.5. They could win by a field goal, so money line it if you have to. But I do like the Chiefs to win this game, and that is all I got for this football segment. So I appreciate everybody who stopped by for this portion of the broadcast. But we are going to go ahead and get right over into the WWE section. So everybody that's go ahead and tune in out. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button down below. And for everybody that came towards the end of this broadcast, just for this little piece of the WWE, I appreciate everybody for coming in. And also make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for me as well. But let's go ahead and get right into it. Monday Night Raw's got a few things confirmed. We have Roman Reigns set to open up Monday Night Raw. He returned last week, helping the Usos take down the Vision. So can't wait to hear what he has to say. Can't wait to see what's next with the Usos in the Vision as well. CM Punk is also set to appear, and I'm sure AJ Lee could possibly be right behind him. Can't wait to hear what he has to say, and can't wait to see if AJ Lee is there as well. We do have 2 matches confirmed for this episode. Last week, we had a little backstage encounter between Maxine Dupree and Becky Lynch that has led to a singles match this week, which I am more than positive Becky Lynch will win. But if anything, um, I would love to see AJ Lee come out towards in this matchup and help Maxine Dupree get a victory over Becky Lynch. That would be absolutely awesome. As for the next matchup, we also have Lyra Valkyria versus Roxanne Perez, and I look for Bailey and Raquel Rodriguez to get involved in this matchup as well. That's really all that we have confirmed for this week's episode. This is our go home show for Crown Jewel, so I do highly expect Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins to be involved in some form or fashion. Um, in this broadcast. AJ Styles, I'm sure, will cut a promo to John Cena. John Cena is not expected to be there, but it would be nice to get at least some video package or something from him prior to the match with AJ Styles this Saturday. But we'll see what we'll get, and I'll hit you guys with some more content later on this week with the Sunday Night Football review, some Monday Night Football review, as well as our Thursday Night Football preview action and SmackDown later on this week prior to Crown Jewels. So make sure you guys tap into that. Hit that subscribe button down below. And I appreciate everybody for stopping by the cabin. Until next time.